Well, all right.
Welcome back to As It Should Be. Paul Bertolino here in the world famous As It Should Be Studios.
Here we are.
As is Crystal Durant.
Hello.
As is Tommy Von Voigt.
Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy Von Voigt. And we are...
What are we doing?
We're fully in the 90s now. It's 1991.
No
We're going to
turning
be
back.
discussing our favorite albums of 1991. Yes, there are such things. There are such things as our favorite albums of 1991, and we're here to prove it. And actually, Tommy gets to prove it first.
Oh,
I do. And, you know, before I do, okay, I can actually clearly see that. I just need to say something here. So, for a couple of weeks worth of episodes, it has
Like the
looked
next
like
several
I've
weeks.
gotten punched in my jaw. So I had a wisdom tooth pulled, and everything's swollen, and I'm in a lot of pain. And I'm just pretending I'm not. But because we tape everything all in one huge session, there's gonna be like a month's worth of shows where I look like I just got my ass kicked on the way to the world famous As It Should Be Studios.
On your way? You mean while you're in here?
While I'm here,
Yeah, for liking Debbie Gibson.
For
probably.
liking Debbie Gibson, and Paul just gave me a sock on the jaw. But that is what's going on. In case anyone wonders, I'm not drooping. I am not mutating. It's because I just got my wisdom tooth out, and everything's shot in one day. So,
Yeah.
with that explained, now I can move on.
That's the thing, man. You know,
Yeah.
we do these in clusters, and there's something wrong. Like if you're having a bad hair day, like you're having
like
a bad
you're having a bad
hair day for a month.
That's it.
You know.
But so I do have an honorable mention for 1991, and it's gonna be a bit of a surprise.
Oh shit.
And it is 10 by Pearl Jam.
What?
I know.
That's an that's an honorable mention.
That is an honorable mention.
I thought I'd fallen asleep and woken up during the dishonorable.
I got it.
Wow.
I gotta admit there's some songs on that album I actually kind of really dig, and I actually really like the production on that album, because what's interesting about this album is it's like, I think, to my knowledge, it is the only officially accepted as a grunge album that was produced like an 80s rock record.
Who produced it?
Well, they hadn't
I don't
really.
remember.
That whole thing hadn't really taken hold yet. There was still you could still kind of do that. Like it wasn't like the rules hadn't been made yet.
Right. But the band themselves apparently retroactively were like, oh, we always hated the sound of that record. It sounds too big. There's too much reverb and blah, 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 blah,
Really?
blah, blah. So later, like much, much later, they went back and they remixed
Did it
it and they
again.
removed all the awesome things that were on it, and they just made it like stripped down and raw and fucking real, man. But actually, I love the sound of this record. It sounds fucking enormous.
Well,
But,
I'm gonna have to listen to it again.
yeah.
I'm not.
It's fine either way. But let's get into my actual top 10. Number 10, Public Enemy with Apocalypse 91. The Enemy Strikes Black.
The Enemy Strikes Black.
Yeah.
Yes.
I actually remember when they aired the video By the Time I Get to Arizona on MTV.
Oh, yeah.
Only one time. And I just happened to have MTV on and they aired it.
Oh, you
And
caught
I
it.
caught it that one time, yeah.
Yeah, man.
My number 9, Naughty by Nature with Self-Titled. Love that album.
Yes.
Number 8, Mariah Carey with Emotions.
You got me feeling.
Anything by Mariah Carey.
This guy.
Anything by Mariah Carey.
This individual.
Individual.
My number 7, Boys to Men with Cooley High Harmony. Some of that. All right. My number 6 is a tie.
What?
Use Your
We
Illusions.
haven't had a lot of ties
Yeah.
in recent episodes.
No, I haven't.
I
It is
haven't.
Use Your Illusions 1 and 2 by Guns N' Roses. I didn't want to bother trying to put one over the other. The reality is they really could have made one single incredible album by getting rid of
Cutting
the
the
filler.
fat, yeah.
But I figured, okay, there's enough genius stuff mixed between the two of them.
Yeah,
Let's
they
just
could
put
have
them
gotten
as
a
a
good
tie.
single out of that, maybe. Maybe an EP.
See- this guy.
Yeah,
To the end.
To the end. To the end. Hey.
To the end.
To the end. Sorry.
My number 5. My number 5.
I'm sorry.
Nirvana with Nevermind.
Really?
Yes.
Word?
Now, you know what? That is more of a shock to me than Pearl Jam.
When I was 13 when this record came out, I think.
Wow.
And I was really seriously into it for a stretch. I didn't yet know what was going to come of all this grunge shit. I was like, to me, it was just like a really loud punk kind of album. which is what
Yeah.
they were basically trying to do.
Yeah.
But there's really genuinely catchy songs on there.
I agree.
Like, you know, even if I was like, I hate this whole fucking record, but Drain You Drain You is a great song. I mean, that alone is worth the price of admission. But it's actually a really strong album. It really is, and it deserves to be at number 5.
Who knew?
My number 4, Peaceful Journey by Heavy D and the Boys. Oh, I love that record.
That is a good record.
It's so good.
Yeah. R.I.P. Heavy D.
Yeah. My number 3, Ozzy Osbourne with his final album, No More Tears.
With his final album. Yeah. You're speaking my language
Really?
over there.
Wow.
I knew I wouldn't have to translate that shit to you.
Yeah.
His final album.
You were in comments. That was his last album. What are you talking about?
Is that where on the cover where it's like a weird photo of him in shadow on the front?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're right. That isn't his last album. His last album was Diary of a Madman, but we won't discuss that.
No, that is not.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, this is about to be a thing. Let's move on
Let's
before
move
this
forward.
becomes a
Well,
thing.
we've already discussed
Yeah.
that though. You know, come on.
All right. Motherfucker. Fucking bark at the mud. Are you? Anyway, all right. My number 2. My number 2, the final Van Halen album for Unlawful Carnal Knowledge.
Wow. Yeah, that's the final
no,
one for
because
you?
1984 didn't come after that.
Yeah.
That can't be the
No,
last one.
I'm saying because I don't fuck with Balance at all. Balance was them trying to fit in with
Yeah, I
the
agree
grunge
there.
sound, and it just didn't work.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, and I
Balance?
definitely don't fuck with Van Halen 3 with Gary Sharon.
Oh, well.
No,
And
I
I don't
get it.
fuck with A Different Kind of Truth either because I just don't think the songs are that good. So for me, this
Was
is
that a Hagar record?
No, that was their last album with Dave.
with
Oh, the
Dave.
last one with Dave. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but I don't fuck with it. But my actual number 1 for 1991, the final Chicago album, Chicago 21. I love this album. It is the last gasp of them doing the big 80s Chicago sound. And after that, they were like, no more of that. Because it finally stopped working in this decade.
What did they do after that?
Afterward, yeah.
They made albums
Then what
after
did
that,
they
and I
do?
haven't.
Oh,
listened
they've
to
done a bunch of music since then, but nothing that's ever caught my fucking attention. Huh. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, you understand. So, all right, classic Chicago, obviously, late 60s all through the 70s, right? And then they mutate into this uber 80s thing that I absolutely love. But, you know, if I'm being objective here, I understand how old school Chicago fans are not going to be into the super slick, polished, perfect pop thing that they were doing in the 80s.
That was less band. That seemed less band.
It was very. It was
It
very.
was like the earlier stuff was very band-like. They all sang.
The 80s was
They
very
all
songwriter and producer driven.
Yeah.
But I love that stuff. I absolutely love the 80s Chicago sound. But they started losing members left and right. Of course, where, you know, Terry Cathey lost in the late 70s. Peter Cetera split because the touring schedule was relentless, and he goes off to do his own solo thing. So now you're left with like the keyboard player and the drummer and some of the horn section. And then in the late 80s, they fired Danny Serafin, the drummer, because they said he couldn't keep up, and he was having trouble keeping time, and he couldn't get with the new technology or whatever fucking horse shit. So by the time you get to this album, in my opinion, the only thing this album has going for it is it still has that super huge 80s Chicago sound that I love. Now, after this record, and they start doing shit where they want to, like, you know, return to their roots, but, like, half the original band is gone, and, like, I have no reason to care at that point.
Yeah.
It's futile.
Without Terry Kath, they're not going to be able to pull off that era.
They're not doing the 70s
and
thing.
he's so key to that sound.
Yes, and they never got Peter Cetera back. They never got Danny Serafin back, which they easily fucking could have.
Talk about key to that sound.
Danny Serafin is still active. Danny Serafin still plays. Why not get Danny Serafin back on drums if you want to get back to your roots? But no, so they're like they continue on in the 90s and current as basically a nostalgia act with a bunch of hired guns.
Oh yeah.
And there's no reason for me to pay attention after this album.
No.
But that's me for 1991.
All right.
Well, there we go. All right. Well, let's see what kind of grungy commercials we have coming up here. All right, here we go.
I never stop a stopping. I'm stopping down the Taco Bell. Tacos and tostadas and burritos and more. It's 59 cents, oh yeah. Close for the fun, I gotta get me some. one hun, little busy, he's making the barn run.
All right, we are back.
Yeah, we're back.
All right.
And it's me doing
Yep, it is
1991. Yeah.
It's time for Crystal.
It's my list. I have no runners up. 0. All right, and I managed to get
0. That's a very 90s. You should have a T-shirt that
I
says
should.
0.
Zero.
You have a little star behind it,
Oh,
maybe.
you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where have I seen that before? All right. So I did get 10 albums, and here they are. Coming in at number 10 is Seal with Seal.
That's the first Seal, right?
Yeah.
Seal is the first Seal.
Yes, with Crazy and
Right.
whatever. Nobody knew what the hell was going on with him, with his scars on his face, and his real name is Seal Henry. And people were confused, but he has a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful voice. If you ever get to see him live, even now, go see him, because he sounds amazing. Coming in at number 9, something that Paul can't stand. Probably Tommy too, maybe. And that is Blood, Sugar, Sex, Magic
Oh.
by the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Can't do it.
You know what?
never
Tommy and I are
been
going to
able to.
high five in hate.
Yeah,
That's right.
go ahead.
That's a hate high five.
I've never been able to get into them. I can't do it.
Fuck the Red
that's
Chili
fine.
Peppers. On
When I
every
lived in LA, it was a thing. I got into them. I saw them a million times. Yeah, I like them. But
I actually saw them myself, actually.
you did?
I saw them in a club in the 80s.
With who?
Just some friends. Like Saul.
Oh.
Saul, yeah, Saul and just a bunch of us. We went to like this place called the Toddy Cabaret, which is tiny, and we went and fucking saw him.
And you hated it? You hated it?
Well, I mean, I just went to go. I wasn't a fan, and I enjoyed the show, I guess. But
was okay.
You know,
Sure, it was entertaining. You know what would really help? I mean, those guys are from Southern California. If maybe just every now and then they would sing songs about California, maybe
Right.
I would like them more.
Maybe.
right? Yeah,
But anyway,
that could be it.
moving
yeah.
on.
All right, moving on. Coming in at number 8 is Nirvana with Nevermind. So when Bleach came out, I was not really into that, and everybody on, oh my god, Bleach, blah 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 blah. Another one of those. You don't like this? You should like this, man. And I'm like, ugh, I don't know. But Nevermind, yeah, it was good. I think it's a solid record.
It is. It's really strong.
Yeah, it's very strong. It was good. I like it. Coming in at number 7, I got Girlfriend by Matthew Sweet. Super fantastic power pop. I love Matthew Sweet. Power pop. And that song Girlfriend is a banger. I love it.
Fine guy.
So good. He's great live too. Love Matthew Sweet. Coming in at number 6 is Superstition by Susie and the Banshees. I ride with them forever, Susie and the Banshees. And yeah, I love them. They can do no wrong in my book. Coming in at number 5, I have Power of Love by Luther Vandross.
Oh wow,
Ooh,
we're getting to the Light FM shit here.
motherfucker! I mean, wow. Yeah, your mom liked it and your grandma liked it, but Luther Vandross, the guy could sing his fucking ass off. And, oh man, he's just so great. An incredible live. Butter. Like butter. That voice. So awesome. Coming in at number 4 is Diamonds and Pearls by Prince.
Yes, yeah. Prince finally stops making bad records.
And he comes back with this, and it's not the greatest, but it's a lot better than what he was doing, in that little time period
Better than
before.
the last couple records.
Yeah.
Thousand times
thousand
better.
times
It's better
better.
than Love Sexy. It's better than Batman. It's better than Graffiti Bridge.
Bridge, yeah, everything's better than Graffiti Bridge. But yeah, Diamonds and Pearls, great. The single is great. The band lineup, awesome. It was great. Great tour, incredible. Coming at number 3.
Number through. That's my favorite number.
Number 3, I love it. Number 3, and that's Achtung Baby by U2. No boys.
I'm just like, that's a sharp.
That's
a really sharp
Muppet. No.
Muppet head shake.
Yeah. And that's fine. Like I've said a million times before, I like U2. I don't love everything that they did, but I really enjoy this record, Achtung Baby. It was good. Great show. Then at number 2, I have The Low End Theory by A Tribe Called Quest. And that is probably, a lot of people say that that's their greatest record, The Low End Theory.
It is the one people most
They know the
reference,
most.
yeah.
It has the most hits, and the album cover is very iconic. And yeah, man, played that shit every day, all the time. It was great. But my number one album from 1991 is De La Soul is Dead by De La Soul. Wow. Now, a lot of people were not on that record because they wanted 3 Feet High and Rising Part 2. And this was the polar opposite of that. This album was very, you could say, kind of doom and gloom. Millie pulled a pistol on Santa. One of the best Christmas songs ever. I love it. And it's very, like, minor key and... but brilliant lyrics, once again, and great samples, once again. It's a really... People overlook this album. Please get on it, because it's really, really good. I think if you like 3 Feet High and Rising, you will like this. It's deep. Get into it.
All right.
Okay.
Those are my records.
Well, all right.
All right.
Well, in light of all this info, I think maybe it's time to
Commercial.
get some messages here. All right.
Let me introduce you to the Urkel doll. He's got my looks, my laugh, my voice, and all. Can I do that? So if you can't have me, get the next best thing. Talking Urkel. I just pull my string. The one and only Talking Urkel doll.
Hey, you're a star kid. It's a new space adventure to the stars. Campbell Superstars, 2 folk stars where you are. Hey, you're a star kid. Begin with Kid Love Stars, big, bigger, and small. Now you're moonwalking, this new suit's got it all. Hey, you're a star kid. Every ship is full of stars in 3 different sizes. New superstar soup is full of surprises. Good fun for Campbell kids like you. Good. Now you're a star kid.
All right, we're back.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's time for my list.
Let's hear your list. What's your list?
These are very helpful in doing that. So let me put these on. All right, okay. All right, 1991. My favorite albums of 1991. I actually have a couple of honorable mentions. I was very light in 1990. Not only do I have a full 10 songs, but I have a couple of honorable mentions. Ice-T with OG, Original Gangsta.
Oh, yeah. How did I forget that?
Forgot about that one.
Yeah, you guys didn't see that coming on my
No.
list.
No, definitely
No,
not.
I like that record.
Wow.
And Robin Hitchcock and the Egyptians again with Perspex Island. Birds in Perspex come alive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And my friend Sean and I used to sing Birds in Spandex come alive. Which was, it was fun.
You crazy kid.
With, yeah, you know, birds in spandex. All right. All right, so on to my list. Number 10. Okay. Number 10. Hoodoo Gurus with Kinky. Now, Hoodoo Gurus, you know, I've talked about them a lot, and they came out and they came out in the 80s. They had, you know, Mars Needs Guitars in like 85 or something like that. I kind of like their later stuff. It's when they get it into the 90s, actually, where I think their records are kind of better. So, yeah, and this is one of them. All right, so number 9, another artist, and Tommy's going to be like, wow, you're really still going in with this. Joe Jackson.
Damn.
Laughter and Lust.
Not letting go of this dude.
He's
I'm a
he's
Joe
a ride
Jackson
or die.
fan, man.
He's a ride or die. Joe
I'm a Joe Jackson fan. Yeah, Laughter and Lust. Now, but I will say, this is the last you're going to be hearing about Joe Jackson for a while.
Oh, yes.
So I remember I mentioned on an earlier episode that I kind of get off him temporarily. After Laughter and Lust,
You got out of the car.
no more Joe for me, and he couldn't until mid-2000s.
Right.
Or early 2000s, I guess, maybe. Anyway, all right. So, number 8. My number 8 is the second album by the Ocean Blue, Cerulean.
Get it? Cerulean?
Yeah, yeah. Well, all their albums have like a
Blue.
blue water kind of
Reference. Yeah.
thing going on.
Clever.
And my number 7, an album that people absolutely love by this band. This is one of the most highly regarded albums by this band. I think it's overrated. But there are great songs on it, and it is number 7. Bleh, I'm biting my lip. There is number 7. Take 2. But it is number 7 on my list. Kiss with Revenge. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't like it?
I have no dogs in this
Yeah,
race.
You know, there are songs I really like on it, songs I really don't like on it, but yeah, I definitely don't think it's as great as a lot of people tend to think it is.
Revenge.
Thank
I mean,
you.
it's way better than Hot in the Shade.
Thank you for saying that, though, because everyone's always like, Revenge, that's their comeback album.
know-
It's triumphant, it's amazing. It's like,
I like maybe half of it. Really, really like maybe 3 or 4 songs. At least half of it is just like. But yeah. All right. So number 6. This is one that. Yeah, this is kind of like one that you're supposed to like from this year, but I genuinely like it. My Bloody Valentine with Loveless.
What?
Yeah.
oh, shoegaze.
Shoegaze. I'm not a shoegaze guy in the big picture, in generally speaking, but my friend Sean, when I'm talking 70s and 80s, I mention Saul and Caesar a lot. My friend Saul and Caesar.
Drink.
When we get into the 90s, my friend Sean is the guy that I'm going to be mentioning a lot because he's the one who got me into a lot of the shit that I got into in the 90s. It's because I would never have heard this album if it wasn't for him. You know, he was listening to Nirvana from the first album, so I mean, like, I already knew about them because he did, and he was playing the records. And yeah, so this is an album that I just kind of heard at his apartment, and I liked. So
Wow. That was not on my bingo card.
yeah, that's one you didn't see coming.
Shocking.
Number 5, you saw this one coming. Urge Overkill with Supersonic Storybook.
Yes.
Now, Urge Overkill is another band, like Sean. Sean is the one who turned me onto them. I probably wouldn't have heard of them until Saturation, had he not turned me onto them. Number 4, the old standbys, Smithereens with Blow Up. Yeah, all my 91, they're all flats. All my 91, these aren't all actual records at all. They're just flats. Though I do have vinyl of some of these. I just don't have them here. But yeah, Blow Up. I actually didn't like that album much when I first bought it, and it was one of those I kept listening to, and I ended up ultimately loving it. My number 3, Diamonds and Pearls by Prince and the MPG.
Yes.
Now, I really, really like this album a lot. I think this is a really great album. But this is one of those albums that has a weak opening track.
Yes.
Isn't this the one that opens with Thunder? Like, Thunder's a lame
Thunder,
song.
yeah. That's not good.
Yeah. And
I'm sure it's like, this is going to be great. Yeah, no. It
yeah,
wasn't.
weak opening track, but the rest of the album is really great. The problem with this period of Prince for me, though, this album and the self-title, or not the self-title, but the
Symbol.
the symbol, is the 2-bit fucking B-grade rapper he throws in there to try to be, you know, hip and now.
And current, yeah.
It's like, this is the moment where Prince is no longer a leader and becomes a follower.
Yeah.
But the record is really, you know, that aside, the record really is really good, and it's the best one he'd done since Sign of the Times for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or the Black Album, I guess, really.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so number 2. Oh man, was this a big album for me in 1991?
I can't believe I forgot to mention it. I love
Yeah.
that record. I like it better than the first one.
Really, I prefer the first one, but when this album was pending, I was at such fever. You know, it was like, yeah, it was Lenny Kravitz's fever had taken hold, and now
I didn't mention that.
I was in a band called Big Gnaw that I mentioned in the Q&A video, and the single from that, Always on the Run, came out ahead of the album. We learned that song and played it live before that fucking record even came out.
Really?
Yeah, we were. Yeah, I was so fucking into that. But when I got the record, I was a little disappointed.
Oh, yeah?
There were like 2 upbeat. It's entirely ballads. There are like 2 fucking rockin' songs on that, and then the rest of it's just like him going, "Please, what's her fuck, Lisa Bonet? Please, Lisa Bonet, don't leave me."
Yeah.
You know, that's the whole album.
Yeah, it was his love letter to her.
Yeah, and it's
Didn't he
like,
cheat on her?
Huh?
Didn't he cheat on her?
Probably.
Yeah.
I think he cheated on her. That's why she left.
Who wouldn't have? But, yeah.
Ultimately, though, yeah, but I mean, ultimately they were.
They got it back together.
Yeah, they're friends forever, kind of thing.
Yeah,
but,
they got a kid.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I remember reading, like, remember when he first cut his, like, she's the one who cut his hair when he cut it
yeah.
short. So, like, they had a relationship, just a friend relationship.
Definitely.
But, anyway, number one. My number one. It's not really a glasses off, I'm just taking my glasses off. Although, we are really overdue for a good and proper glasses off. I haven't had one in a
haven't
while.
had one in ages.
It's been a while.
Yeah. You know,
Do you want to make this a formal
ties
glasses
and
off?
glasses off have kind of fallen by the wayside.
Wayside, yeah.
Do you want to formally make this a glasses off or no?
Well, my glasses are off.
But, like, is it gonna be a glasses off,
I'll leave it
though?
open to interpretation.
Okay.
All right.
Girlfriend by Matthew Sweet.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, I was talking about in the 1989 episode how when Let Love Rule came out, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this has that sound.
Was allowed this.
That's
one
another
too.
one of those albums where I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god, I can't believe that somebody made a record that sounds like this. Because this came out, like, this was before Nevermind. Like, Nevermind hadn't come out. Like, everything that was 90s, that was big in the 90s, we didn't quite have that yet on a mainstream level. So it was still a kind of a moment where it was novel not to have the 80s sound, you know? And yeah. I mean, this record sounded to me like a really good Neil Young album, but with like a really good, with like a power pop vibe to it, you know. But yeah. Anyway, number one, 1991, Girlfriend.
All right.
So,
That's good.
all right, okay. Well, I guess we can see you after these messages.
Yo, Mars Blackman, here with the lattice lamp.
I am the genie on the lamp. I'm granting you just one wish.
Which I wish for. Do you know?
$1 million?
Nah, tax problem.
A new car?
Can't drive. I got it.
A wop bam 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 boom!
Look, Mom, I can fly. I like that, Genie.
I am the greatest!
Rose said the waitress is so happy about my birthday, she's gonna hop all over.
I said she'll spring for your dinner.
Oh, I hope she's careful. She'll drop my free dinner at Lenny's.
Denny's.
Denny's.
Get a free lunch or dinner on your birthday through 1991 at Denny's.
Oh, are we back? Oh yeah, we're back. I guess we're back.
It's us.
Whatever, you know.
Doesn't matter.
Whatever,
Who
you
cares?
know. But Crystal, oh, wait, what are we doing? Are we? Oh, we're hating
Hating.
now. See, I lost track.
We hate.
But you know, whatever.
So,
All right.
me? It's me,
Tommy,
right?
you're hating
Yeah,
first,
yeah.
I think.
Okay, I'm going to bring some hatred. So, dishonorable mentions for 1991. Metallica with the Black Album.
Oh.
Red Hot Chili Peppers with Blood Sugar Sex Magic.
Anything by Red Hot Chili Peppers.
And U2 with Octung Baby.
Anything by well, not quite.
But my actual worst of the year for 1991. Music for the People by Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Music for the people.
Do you guys really need me to explain
No.
this?
No,
Quiet.
not at all.
No, don't say anything.
Moving on.
Oh, so bad. All right, so I have a pocket full of kryptonite.
Oh.
And it's so bad, I don't even. What was the name of that band?
I know. I'm actually.
Spin Doctors.
That's it.
Oh, Spin Doctors. Yeah, I
hate them
recognize
so
that
much,
album
I
title,
can't
but I
even
forgot.
remember the goddamn name.
Spin Doctors. Oh, Jesus Christ! Talk about anything.
PU. Anything Spin Doctors.
Oh.
Stinky. Then I have the Young Black Teenagers.
Oh.
I think we've talked about that. You brought them up before, haven't you? They were in the singles.
In the singles, yeah.
twist the caps out.
It's just.
That song is catchy beyond belief.
It is a really good earworm, but please, not Young Black Teenagers.
Wasn't the issue that none of them were actually even black?
That is correct.
Yeah.
We can't have anything. That's racist. And my number one terrible record of 1991
All right.
is Jungle Fever by Steveland Morris. Stevie Wonder to you.
Yeah. Oh, Jungle Fever.
Jungle Fever
was that an
soundtrack.
album? Oh, that was a soundtrack.
Yeah. That horrible Spike Lee movie, Jungle Fever. He's got jungle fever, she's got jungle fever, we got jungle fever, I'm in love. He's gone white girl hazy, she's gone black boy crazy. Why do I know this fucking song? It sucks. It's
Whoa,
terrible.
those are the lyrics?
Yeah. Those are the actual lyrics.
Come on, Stevie. You signed up
She's
for this. Did he
gone-
write that?
She's gone black boy crazy. I've gone white girl hazy. We got jungle fever.
Stop.
We're in love. I'm not
You
making
are
that up.
making this up.
No, I'm not making that up.
Did he write that?
Yes, those are the lyrics to the song. Come on, Stevie.
So I'm going to walk back something I had said in a previous episode. I now do care about the lyrics.
See?
Anyway,
Well, you did actually kind of qualify that though
Yeah.
and say
Yeah.
when the lyrics are
they
problematic.
can't be problematic or objectively terrible.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
First of all, Spike Lee calls you up and says, "Hey, Stevie, I'm making a new movie. Blah blah blah. I want you to do the soundtrack." Oh, okay, Spike Lee. Yeah, yeah. All right. It's called Jungle Fever. What's that about? I know what it's about. I don't want to know what it's about. Really? What are you doing, Spike? Well, I got Wesley Snipes and I got Annabella Sciorra, and they're gonna be in love and blah blah blah, and everybody hates him because he's with a white girl, and everybody hates her because she's with a black guy, because she's Italian too, so that's like the double whammy. And could you write some songs about? Give me a title track. Could you call it Jungle Fever? And you say yes, and you're Stevie Wonder.
Well,
Didn't make any money off of it because it tanked.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Songs in the Key of Life money started running out.
I
evidently.
mean, wowza.
I guess.
Yeah. So that is the absolute worst of that.
Okay,
year,
all right.
1991, yeah.
Dr. Bertolino?
Well, yeah, that's not on my list, but I can co-sign on that. Mm-hmm. Okay, I have 3 here. I have 2 runners-up and a worst of. And I don't really have them in order, so whatever. It doesn't really matter. They're all worst of.
They all suck.
Yeah. REM Out of Time.
What?
Yeah, God. Yeah, I am so off the fuck. Yeah, I went through the whole thing with REM, but
I thought you were total ride or die with it.
no, well, when this record came out, I told myself that I liked it, but when the dust settled,
I told myself.
you kind of do that.
I said, Self, I like this record.
Oh.
Yeah, and then Self went back to me and said, well, you might want to listen back in a couple years.
Yeah.
I did that with the recent Star Wars movies.
Yeah, no, it's like that.
And the last 2 Indiana Jones movies.
Oh, dear.
You tell yourself at the time, yeah, it's
okay, yeah,
And then upon further reflection, it's like, no. So I get you, man. I get you.
No. No.
Oh,
All right. Temple of the Dog.
Oh.
Temple of the Motherfucking Dog.
Oh, man, stealing bread. No.
Well, that actually should have been my worst of the year. That should have been my worst of the year, but I'm gonna have to go with what I have here because I already mentioned it. Pearl Jam with 10. Because fuck Pearl Jam. Because fuck Pearl Jam and everything about them. And even their fucking pseudo 80s fucking production on the album. Fuck them.
Well, you don't like that style of production, so they've got nothing to offer
Yeah,
you.
so I especially hate it.
Yeah.
Pearl Jam and late 80s production, yeah. Guess what?
Double negative.
I'm not on board. Guess what? Oof. Oh my god, yeah, so there we go.
No, that's it.
Oh, that's
Is
it?
that it? Oh, I was last. We've been doing this for a long ass time, guys.
Fucking tired.
Oh, my God.
All right. Ad time.
Movie, by the way. Finally tonight, are you up on the latest hot trend in music? Are you into the grunge? It is a raw, gritty sound. Born in Seattle, it has become so popular that Seattle has suddenly become the country's new hot breeding ground for rock stars. Take the Seattle grunge band called Nirvana. It has become the nationwide sensation. Its first album has taken the music industry by storm. Joyce Taylor reports.
107.7 The End. The #1 band in the nation, ladies and gentlemen. It's Nirvana from the Nevermind LP. Smells like...
And the men behind the sound are from the town of Aberdeen, Washington. Lead singer Kurt Cobain, Chris Novoselic on bass, and drummer Dave Grohl. In 14 weeks, they've topped the Billboard charts, knocking Michael Jackson down to number 5, and beating out Garth Brooks, Hammer, and U2.
They soared to the top quicker than anybody would have ever imagined, including the record label. Nobody had any idea that this band was going to happen as fast as they did.
Even Rolling Stone magazine, featuring Nirvana in its latest issue, calls it a startling success story. The homegrown grunge pop sound is up for a Grammy for Best Alternative Music Album of the Year.
This record is a record that people can relate to. There's no hype behind this record. There's no flashy cameras behind this record. It's a record made by the people for the people.
The grunge.
The grunge. It's been around for a long time. They just put a
It's been
name
around
to
for a while.
it.
Sure, Nirvana has been too. Oh, well, that's it from this edition to...
Okay. All right.
We've been at this since 1 o'clock in the afternoon. What time is it right
2
now?
o'clock. We didn't start till 2.
Yeah, we
because
started.
of the
It is
fucking
10
train.
to 8 right now.
We did start late.
Yeah, we started late.
Well, okay. It is time to go. But we can't go just yet because... Finish photo time! All right, so this is Crystal in 1991 with Bill Brown. Yeah, one of her good friends, Bill Brown, one of her best friends, and an acquaintance of mine as well. And this is right here in New York City, in Manhattan, somewhere in Midtown. This was summertime at Bill Brown's apartment back when he was the black music supervisor at Sony. Crystal says she thinks it was his birthday, and that for some reason everybody always thought they were brother and sister. And this is me in 1991 out on a late-night band shoot after a show. There were a bunch of band photos, and this is just a random individual shot of me that I found amongst all these photos. And the T-shirt I'm wearing, I actually had made. This is from the cover of, I think, Spin magazine from that year, and I took it to a local place and had them make a T-shirt transfer out of it. And, well, this was back in the days when they would actually do that, and they weren't all uptight about copyright stuff, you know. So this is a one-of-a-kind Prince T-shirt. And, well, this is Tommy in April of 1991, out and about on the mean streets of Bayport. And, I mean, look at that face. I mean, you would recognize that anywhere. How many times have you seen him make exactly that face in episode after episode, or, on any number of thumbnails for episodes? And, well, there you go. That is Crystal and me and Tommy in 1991. Well, all right, there you go. There we go, 1991 us. Yeah, 1991 us. Danger you, danger me, danger us. All right, okay. Everybody, thank you for watching this short-ass video. This is not going to be a very long one, actually.
Oh my gosh, 20 minutes.
We said what needed to be said.
We were going with some really long-ass videos in the 80s, and they were like the deluxe editions. Sorry, you guys, you're getting EPs in the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for watching, though, and thank you for subscribing. But subscribe if you have not, and click the little bell. And comment, and tell all of your friends and all that shit, and post on Instagram about it, and whatever you have to do.
Yes.
Or don't. We don't care. It's the 90s.
Yeah, whatever.
Or don't. We don't care.
Or don't.
It's the 90s.
Doesn't matter, man.
Oh, but it matters.
So you might consider, if you want, come back next week.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be discussing our favorite albums from 1992.
Yeah. See, part of the fascination is how short are the lists going to be?
Yeah, that's true. How dire does it really get?
How dire is it going to, how bad is it going to get?
Do I have a full lift?
We're going to have a full lift?
Let's find out.
Yeah.
Come back next week and find out. See ya.
Bye.
Red E. Oh, whatever. You know what? Putting an avocado in place of the banana. Try to figure that fucking shit out, people.
Avocado.
Right. Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Well, all right.